Hey everyone, it's Terry Crews and Me Phone 11. It's another matchup of the NHL 26 on EA Sports. The next matchup, as we are going back to the East Coast, the team is where it gets its name. Between the Canadian team and the American team of NHL 26. The Calgary Flames are now heading over to the next location in south of Florida to the west. It's the Tampa Bay Lightning, the one of the passionate and forceful from the teams in the range. Today is another game of this night matchup, as we noticing the last part of it happened to be Season 1 between the Bolts and the Habs, as they couldn't find themselves with the win, and they've been shutting it down in Season 1 by 1-0. Then Season 2, it was nothing to do again for the Lightning. They lost against the Capitals another one here at the road trip. Then Season 3, it was nothing but again, they lost another season for 2 consecutive losses in a home game. Then last season, they win against the Colorado Avs. They find themselves struggling, but there is another way that they can try to hold things out. Will they have a win at home? Let's find out and see what happens. And as for Calgary Flames, they just couldn't make the win afterwards from the last part of the game from a couple seasons. But then, they just found Season 3 win against the Nashville Predators, and last season they destroyed the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now we will have to see how they can able to hang things through over and over. We start things off for the Calgary Flames, as the starting goaltender is Dustin Wolf. For the Flames, we start things from the top. We have his Nazem Kadri, the ankle breaking with the spark plug and the no contest zone. Mackenzie Weegar with the second win, quick pick, and the warrior resistance. Then it's Dustin Wolf, the starting goaltender for the Calgary Flames. He only has his dialed in. That's because of advanced reflexes on the consecutive saves. Jonathan Huberdeau with the tape-to-tape zones and the precision powerful passes. With Miguel Backlund, he also makes a quick draw and a quick pick. Blake Coleman with the big break, the dominating puck protection. Then it's Morgan Frost from the transfer from the Philadelphia Flyers, Yuli Edges from the quick release. And finally, we have is Joel Farabee, also from the Philadelphia Flyers, who makes a pressure onto its own. Now let's go over to the other side of the Tampa Bay Lightning. You know its name, Nikita Kucherov. Where he starts off with the quick release, he also makes a pressure and tape-to-tape zones. Then, your starting goaltender is Andrei Vasilevsky. The showstopper makes a momentum, building reflexes on his saves. Like we've already seen how he makes it done for his hugest save to have some quick stops in a showdown. He's the king of the jungle. Then Victor Hedman, who makes a stick 'em up and a quick pick. Braden Point, who makes wheels, big break, and no contest. Brandon Hagel with the no contest in the warrior. Jake Ginsel, the quick release and the pressure. Then it's Anthony Cirelli, the quick pick in the no contest zone. Then it's Barry McDonough with only the stick 'em up and the warrior resistance. Then it's Yanni Gord, back from the Seattle Kraken with no contest zone. Then it's Oliver Borstrand with only the quick release and the pressure. And finally is Darian Radish with the send it on the boosting breakout pass. But tonight's starting goaltender is Jonas Johansson. Now let's head on down to Benchmark International Arena. Standing by, I have his Son of Beast in Tampa Bay. He's also along with Roy Cruz, and Palm Tree is the third and the center ice for tonight's game. We'll see you all later for the intermission reports and post-game show. Now let's prepare for the battle. The Bolts and Flames are ready. It's coming up next after this. It's all here in Tampa Bay. Hi everyone, I'm Son of Beast and I'm here with Roy Cruz and Palm Tree. Get ready to light the lamp. To be the Thunder is the place to be here in Tampa as we're ready for puck drop. Puck is dropped, and we are underway at Benchmark International Arena. Starting goaltenders is running a range from Dustin Wolf and Andrei Vasilevsky. We start from the Lightning. Radius now finds it over to Moser. He looks over to Anthony Cirelli. Moser will now swing over to Radius, and he'll swing to Moser. Moser on the shot, and it's off on a goaltender, and it's rebounded by Darren Radius. Starting is Nikita Kucherov. Kucherov swings back to Hagel. Hagel will now swing to Moser. He looks over to Anthony Cirelli. Kicks that one out of the way. Now it's Darren Radius just behind the net. Kicks that one out and rebounded by Anthony Cirelli. Here's another one. Moser on a big shot. Big save by Dustin Wolf. Kucherov looks over again to Moser as the Lightning keep gaining pressure as they keep moving around. And now it's taken away by Coronado, and Mackenzie Weegar will take it over. The Flames will start their first possession drive as Moser picks up the puck. You'll have a swing to Cirelli. Around the back, Nikita Kucherov. He goes down right to the boards and rebounded up by Sarankovic. Here's what happens with Sarankovic. He goes right over to Nikita Kucherov. That's where he doesn't start. He scores. That's Sarankovic's first goal after a smack from Nikita. But after that hit, this is what happens with Sarankovic. That goes with the bank down. And then when he goes the other way, you got to look at the feeling of how that happens with Kuznetsov as Sarankovic tries to go with the other way. Then this play happens. It just makes a good show stuff, but watch what happened to shooting percentage. That Sarankovic has made it pass by Andrei Vasilevsky. That doesn't get there through. That really is going to start making a blank out of it. So the start of it comes in for the first period as we haven't passed the midway mark in the 15 minutes in a period. It starts with a 1-0 at Sarankovic's first goal of the game. Now here's Nazem Kadri. Last time for the game of the night, he has scored 2 of his own goals. And then at this point, he beats over by the Washington Capitals. For the last part of the game, it wasn't easy enough to keep things from moving back and forth from the range. Now we'll have to see what Nazem Kadri makes if he keeps it alive.
Calgary goal.
Calgary's back in offense.
His first goal of the game.
Connor Zary is right toward the wing, finding Nazem Kadri. Gonçalves will take it over, and that one will get around the pass to Cernak. He'll swing it deep, and off to Gintzel. Gintzel's in the attacking zone, now finding McDonough. McDonough shot, rebound by James! This one goes right off the net. And Gintzel with a rebound again by Cernak. It's close enough to call it from Dustin Wolf. It wasn't easy enough that he was able to keep it going from the range. I wasn't pretty sure how he was able to try to smack that one down, but that really is a huge save for Dustin Wolf. Dominic James could have had his own rebound and would have had his first goal of the game. May not be anything, but that could be a hard one to take. After a save by Andrei Vasilevsky as we pass the 15-minute mark, the first period, here's the Flames. Now it's back over to Yanni Gourde with the new line group change for the Bolts. Here's Gergensen behind the cage. Now a new change-up here. Cernak, open look. Bacher, save made by Dustin Wolf. Yanni Gourde shot. Rebound up again. Stopped again by Dustin Wolf. Carlisle shoots and he scores! Carlisle! The first goal for the Bolts as we're tied. That's what goes up for Carlisle. And that one after Yanni Gourde is Cernak. That's where he gets to Carlisle his first NHL goal. Check what happens with this one. You see what happens to Carlisle? That gets a good shuffling in his feet. Now watch what this play action is. Carlisle is able to move it around quickly, and he has finding himself in a great room to give that one a good look. Just a good pass here by Cernak, and that's where Dustin Wolf didn't spot that target on for Carlisle. Now as they're all tied up, it's a 1-1 game. 5:58 is the time on a goal for Carlisle, and he has his first goal in the game. He'll try to see how he can able to handle it for his first of his night. Crozier around the back, now finding the Pontus Holmberg. Knocks him over right toward the wing, but it's still kept alive for Brendan. Tampa Bay is back in offense zone. You'll have it again to Carlisle. Carlisle looks to Crozier. Crozier's shot, and it's blocked, saved by Dustin Wolf. they'll get some time to recover with only 13 remaining in the first period. Sitting in by I have is Palm Tree for the start of the player, and we all calling for is Braden Point. Thanks, fellas, about the Braden Point with his own ignition, and we are spotting it at Renault as a huge mistake on the action-saving track. But most of it's only home save is making it crazy, but for Braden Point, I'm pretty sure he was one of the biggest mistakes here, guys. Whenever I talk about Braden Point, it's very big to make the cut after it from the early edges and keep things rolling. It's what happens when nobody gets things closer that they're really trying to work onto. I'm really sure he's been playing so hard, and that's the danger between for the top seasons against the Buffalo Sabres. Now, he's got to find and see how he can get the Just keep an eye on Braden Point if anything changes. Back to you, Center Beast. Thanks, Palm Tree. Now back again to Carlisle around the back. Wrist around the shot, and he's swinging and miss. Here's White Cloud for the Flames on the attack. Kucherov takes over, and he finds J.J. Moser. Moser with the shot, and it's stopped by Dustin Wolf. Big hit on the play. Rebounded by Paul. Looks to Crozier. Crozier looks to Finley, and the backhand shot, and it's taken off by Whitecloud. The Flames go back in the offensive zone as Coronado with the pass by Whitecloud. And Carlisle will have it back now, fighting to get a Crozier. Jack Finley stumbles. He gets it back now, fighting to get to Carlisle. Goes right around the net. Nick Paul. Back over to Crozier. Here's Holmberg. Again to Crozier. Going for deflection. Can't give it to Borstrand, and it gives back to Whitecloud. Kevin Ball again. Now finding a way into the zone. Coronado. That pokes it, and it goes out of the zone. Here's Yanni Gore. The bank around the pass to Holmberg. It's Uyghur in the wing. Kirkland has it over to Jonathan Herberdeau. He goes with the bang on the wall. And Coronado is slipping it down back to Crozier. Yeah, I've got a feeling about this one here, but Coronado, he wasn't pretty powerful enough, but that really makes him a hit. Good save. McDonough shot. Saved by Wolf. McDonough with the wing now passes to Cernak. Here's McDonough's shot. Huge save by Dustin Wolf, and I'll stop and freeze the play with 8:15 remaining. What happens with Mike Coronado, that is where it gets things rough. That goes right out to Brandon Hagel. He really makes that one swoop, and he doesn't really think there was going to be enough for that target. No play can't do it. Now let's go back over to the Flames, as I will send it off is Palm Tree for Dustin Wolf. Dustin Wolf is one of the hugest on his own. Quick timing reaction is a quick blank on blank plays. He really got some other great opportunity to keep things from right out of the race. The timing is just a difficulty one, but there was nothing to compare it for the Lightning and for the Flames. This time now for Dustin Wolf to be able to take some quick reflex on the save, and he's got to show what he does. I'll be watching him for his game here tonight, and as for Dustin Wolf, he's trying to show him off how he will be able to handle it. Hopefully he'll try to keep things rolling, and a good chance. Back to you. With Nazem Kadri, he's like making a mess, and when Gonzalez is trying to make the move, he goes right toward the board. I mean, that's going to hurt. That really makes Gonzalez trying to make it look like he is not really happy at all to start off in a new position. Dominic James wins the faceoff. Moser shot. Gintzel backhander off the glove and rebounded by Gonzalez. Radish again to Moser. Moser finding Gintzel. Here's Radish. Fires in a canyon. Another save by Wolf. Gintzel. He goes wrapped around and down. Back to Moser again to Radish. Here's James. Shoots one. Stopped by Justin Wolf. Hanley the other way as we're under 7 minutes remaining in the first period. Calgary's back into Lightning territory. Gonzalez takes it over. And back to Moser. He goes right to Darren Radish. Radish looks to James. James doesn't get through the cut. And back to Herberdeau. Here's Gitzel. Gitzel doesn't get across it from the middle as Backlund gives it out. The rebound picked up by Brandon Hagel. Bolts back into the Flames territory. Right around the net is Cirelli. Cirelli battling along the board. Tries to give it off that time, but now Hanley again to Herbedew. Here's Farabee. A transfer over from the Flyers. And this one's carried out. And back to Cirelli it goes. He'll have it to Carlisle. Carlisle waits for a new line change. Now find Crozier for two on a shot. That's another save by Dustin Wolf. Carlisle looking for two more. Gord again. Gord. To Peter Kucherov. Shots blocked. Miguel Backlund the other way for the Flames. And now Herbedews on racing control. Back to Backlund. On a shot. Blocked it up. And it's trying to bury the rebound. And there'll be a delayed penalty. That will be on the Flames. Herbedews in the penalty box.
Calgary number 10. 2 minutes. Minor
There's a
penalty on
contact
checking.
right here to Greason. And what happened to Carlisle? And then this is where it gets to a hit. That goes 2 players down. That really makes someone with the best. And now the Flames with the first penalty kill.
Keep calm, power play.
So the Lightning will start their first power play as now they'll be ready to kick things off. Power play is a good start off when you need to do it for days because now with the Lightning you need to do some a lot huge pass on plays. Don't make anything that's really out of the way, and you got to
Calgary
make
Flames
sure you're
penalty
really
number
up to
10.
it.
2 minutes for
Otherwise,
cross-checking.
if you don't
Time
have
in the
the right
penalty in the
choice,
first period.
you gotta make
16
sure
minutes,
you gotta watch
23
where your step
seconds.
is.
Calgary
Don't take
Flames
time to
penalty
control
number
if you're really
10.
up to it.
Donovan Herbedew for a 2-minute cross-checking.
Lightning
Time
back
in
in
the
the
penalty
offense
in
zone.
the first period.
Here's the
at
Nick
16
Paul.
minutes,
Open
23
look to
seconds.
Moser. Off the deflection of the stick. And rebound by Paul. Just under 3 minutes remaining in the first period. Kuzenkov. Now into the loose puck. As Kuzenkov will carry that one and dump into the zone. Scooped up along the board by Moser. To deep the pass zone again to Cirelli. Didn't want to take a time to risk it, and he goes right over to Kucherov. Here's Kucherov to pass to Cirelli. Cirelli shoots for it, saved by Wolf. 2:14 remaining in the first period. Still looking for a goal and have it up to break the chain. You know what I'm talking about, Jake Gitzel? He's really making the pressure tee to have it all in control. Yeah, I gotta say that Jake Gitzel is really not bad. I mean, what I'm really saying is Jake Gitzel has to see what he can definitely do for him. Probably the most in a comfortable spotting position is just keeping good plays. This period may be the good thing. Maybe the hopeful or not, they have it all. Here's Kucherov, sucker! Gitzel denied by Wolf. Herbedews' time is almost about to be up. The Tampa Bay Lightning's power play time has already expired as it goes back to full strength. What a save by Dustin Wolf. This is the definition of making a great play action. There's nothing to stop on that control. You have no idea how that's going to happen, but that really was a huge save. Down to a final
This is the
minute
final
in this
minute
period.
remaining in the
Now
first
here's
period.
Dickinson. He'll try to watch on Yanni Gord. Gord will swing across the zone back to Holmberg. Holmberg back to Kadri, and here's Connor Zary. That goes right off of the center of the board. Ryan McDonough. He lost his control on the puck, and back again to Miguel Backlund. Flying over to Holmberg. 7 seconds remaining. Holmberg shoots, stopped by Wolf, can't get the rebound, and the time is already up.
And
So
now
that will
that
end
ends
the
the
first
first
period.
period.
It
Your score,
remains an
Calgary
even
Flames
score
1 and
between
the
the
Tampa Bay
Flames and
Lightning
the
1
Lightning.
for the first
Second
intermission.
period coming up when we return in Tampa Bay. You're watching the NHL gameplay on EA Sports. Hey folks, welcome to the first intermission on EA Sports as per the NHL's big game of this matchup between Calgary and Tampa. As you look over to the other side of it, here's what the other hand looks like for this angle for some action trackers and some one of the biggest takes here, but happens with some box scores, summaries, and some goals. As for the end of the first period, it is 18-7 total shots on goal for Tampa Bay Lightning. Then it was 17 over 8 hits for the Flames, 6:01 over 40 seconds for the time on attack for Tampa. 92-84 for Calgary. Then it was 5 face-off wins over 7 for Tampa Bay Lightning, as the Calgarys have already taken the 2-point face-off wins in the lead. Then it was 2-minute penalty kill with only a power play and no goals has made for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So with that, it has remained even with a 1-1 game. Now let's have your takes here and see what's going to happen in the second period. Starting with you, Me Phone 11, for the Calgary Flames. The Flames are definitely just working it up. That simple was not going to be enough by anybody, because you could spot that off as Kirkland. As for some Serenkovic with the team that are just trying to keep things out. They're not really working it off perfectly, but the time does happen. It just really gets right over to Dustin Wolf. Not really sure how that's going to keep changing, but that really was a big hurt. And the smackdown right toward the range from the Flames, that wasn't easy enough. They really are trying their best to do with some hugest offense to try to take them over. And then this is a rebound we talked about for Serenkovic, the other side of it. So the Flames got to see if they can try to pull a stoppage to go the other way. Now let's over to you, Terry, for the other team, the Lightning. Lightning are definitely strong enough that time. And I was watching on Carlisle, that first shot was a great range to have it move around. And therefore, they are now on the board, which of course is a tie game. I'm wondering what's going to happen with the second period, if there's going to be a leadoff right in the range between Tampa or Calgary. So I think there's going to be a leadoff for Nikita Kucherov if he can get it through. We might see how this will happen. Me Phone 11, I think we might have a solution. Do you think this is going to be a leadoff? I bet so. I think a 2-1 lead might be for Tampa Bay Lightning over Calgary. So let's see if they can answer it back. That it wraps up for the first intermission. Let's go back to Son of Beast along with Roy Cruz. Second intermission. We'll be ready with you after the second period's over. See you all in just a bit. Welcome back, folks, as we're ready to get started for the second period at Tampa Bay. As we are all back in action, as both teams are rehydrated and ready to start the second period. For now, let's go over to the first period recap, as I'll have it over to Roy Cruz of how that happened with the big tightest game. What's your percentage on that? The thing about Dustin Wolf, and you're spotting this on, is one of the great saves that he's been making and doing for. Some a little bit of a quick reflex going on with some huge saves. There's one way I was asking about from Andrei Vasilevsky. He has a lot of quotes that he was able to do from Dustin Wolf. He has a lot of things to say about it. He goes this: Dustin Wolf is a harder team that I really am watching it on. No question, nothing asked. They really are just trying to do the best. But most teams may not be the deal if I have a chance to say that. That can be hard, but really, it won't be improving at all if they can try to keep on moving it. That might be Andrei Vasilevsky to keep that eye on the jungle. Let's hope that this keeps going. After a huge diving play by Dustin Wolf, here's Kutsel. Back over against Sorelli. What a save, and I gotta say that Dustin Wolf, he really had a quick dialed in saving. He's putting it back in control. Cernak goes down. Herberty takes over to Nazem Kadri. Kadri finding Serenkovic. And the pass back to Kadri. That's one takes it over. And now McDonough gives it over. Here's to Dominic James. Moves around. Stop made by Dustin Wolf. Goncalves the other way. And now this one will switch up to Cernak. Again to McDonough. Tampa Bay moving in offense zone. That's Goncalves finding McDonough. Here's a save. James shoots. Another save by the goaltender. As McDonough slides off, he'll now finding to Carlisle. Going for two. Gets this rebound. Now this will switch over to Goncalves. He gets knocked down. Jake Gitz will try to help him out. And Goncalves got it back. Carlisle again to Crozier. Corner to Kutsel. Shoots it. Takes in the shot. Carried in is denied by Wolf. He just could not get his own rebound as Dustin Wolf denies it. Just look at the fantastic play for Dustin Wolf. This is where that comes out. A diving, and he's just denying the effort. That goes right over there. How many saves does he get? You guessed it, 23. That was one of a huge save, and then little defender's stick is just knocked off, and there was no rebound to have that one back because he just lost his stick and he goes down. So he's going to try to help him out. Still a lot of time left to remain in the period, looking for a lead in the second. And the win will be on the Flames. Nazem Kadri will send it off to Connor Zary. Good poke check by Crozier. Now the Lightning will get back to the offense at the other way. And Gregerson gives to Carlisle. He'll find the middle to Crozier. Over to Holmberg. Pontus Holmberg could not get over with the screen cut. That's Kirkland the other way. That goes off the glass, and now his Crozier will have it. Crozier the other way. A sling pass to Gord. Gergensen shoots. Some point of rebound in. Does not get through, and it's another save by Wolf. Miguel Backlund. That one is deflected off Moser's stick. And here's another one to Borchardt. New line group change for the Lightning. Bang around the pass. Rebound by Whitecloud. Knocked him toward the wall. Back to Paul. Looks to Radius. Again to J.J. Moser. Paul has a lot of room right now. He'll swing it over to Jack Finley. It's taken away by Olivier Borchardt. Moser. Pass off to Borchardt. Cut down. Stopped by Wolf. Jack Finley with the rebound. Radius. Moser shoots. He missed wide and goes right to Finley. Moser again to Radius. Moser shoots. Stopped by Wolf. And it's Whitecloud the other way for the Flames. Gale give it back to Kirkland. Calgary battling for the loose puck. And it goes all the way down into Calgary territory. Now here's another chance here for Herberdeau. And over to Kloppa. That goes down. Hagel goes down. The rebound by Kloppa again to Farby. Cernak slings it over to Kucherov. And now to Brandon Hagel. Kucherov back with the puck. 11:30 remaining in the second period. He'll have it to McDonough. Nowhere to get through. Big a hit out there, and it's Ryan McDonough. Tried to give Nikita Kucherov the effort, but now it's Herberdeau. With a slick feed. Cernak. No penalty on Calgary that time for the cross-checking. And now Hagel. He's got it back. He'll give it to Nikita Kucherov. And it's given away by Herberdeau. Here comes the break. Zary. Stop. Over the middle. And saved by Vasilevsky. 10:16 remaining the second period. I don't see anything that's going on, but that really is a great way to have a huge save. But watch what happens to Dustin Wolf. He almost had a chance to Yanni Gourde, and when he was going to get to us, he's going to try to have it back. And as for Ryan McDonough, he was trying to help his teammates out, but they weren't able to have a response effort. He just couldn't get back into work. This offense is going to get a lot of stride afterward to have a little new regroup line change. As the puck rolls out, here's Dominic James. Around the bank pass to Gitzel. Jake Gitzel. Great turn to middle. Swing and a miss. That one is off of Herberdeau. What a great defensive effort for the Flames. And now it's Kutsenkov. Jake Gitzel. Again. Move around. And he did not see it going. Carlisle finding the Crozier again to Goncalves. Slings a shot. Saved by Wolf. 9:07 remaining in the second period as we pass the midway mark in the mid-period. Talk about Mackenzie Weegar saying, I think the second win might be just the only thing to try to go with the heartbeat. Do you have a quick eye on it, Roy? Well, I do know that Mackenzie Weegar may have a little bit of second chance at a win. That might be the great thing. Now, I'm watching this because of what the second win really made it through. That could be a little bit of a hard chance play afterwards for the Flames. And as for Weegar, he might have to force his drive. That might be a secondary on the win to try to move things out. Not be a better chance than that. Here they come, a 2-on-1. Holmberg shot scores! And now they have strengthened the lead. Break the chain. 2-1. Pontus Holmberg. There's the pass I was talking about. After this one, Yanni Gord, and then this goes middle. And when this happens to Pontus Holmberg, he has that one with a great goal. Watch this crease crash here. Pontus Holmberg is really wide into the wing, and he was set. When Yanni Gord had that one pass, check what happens to Pontus Holmberg. Slip the feet, and that is where the big one takes. This reaction is going to give Dustin Wolf some hard time, and now they've gotten the lead. 8:10 remaining in the second period, as Pontus Holmberg's time on a goal was 11:50 after Yanni Gord. Now here's Holmberg. He decides to do it again. This one will bank around the pass to Gergensen. Moser, the find to Radish. Radish again to Moser. Off to Gergensen. Radish gives it back to Moser. Moser sets it off to Radish. Here's Gord. Yanni Gord again to Radish. Radish with the cut motion. Blocked up the defender. Back to Moser. Here's Gord shot. Huge glove catch by Wolf. Just about 7:04 remaining in the second period. And you're calling for Dustin Wolf. This blank pass will not get an increase in if he has much timing effort to try to deny it by some offensive goals. That might be a huge struggle for it, but there is another way. That's a good chance to avoid if he can get back to work with some reflecting saves. Yes, reflecting saves is a good way to have it in control. More likely, I was watching this when Dustin Wolf had some huge saves in the first period. That's where it's going to get into. I don't see anything that's going to keep on messing around, but that might be the hard take. Even to Kucherov, that's back to Hagel, and as they're back in the Flames territory, he'll now try again to Kucherov. With the tricky shot, save, and
Time and goal. 11 minutes, 50 seconds in the second period.
Moser,
Goal.
up to
Pontus
Sorelli with a
Holmberg, his
shot,
8th goal of the
another
season.
save by Wolf.
Assisted
and
by
back
Yanni
to back.
Gord and Zemes Gergensen. At the time in the second period, 11
Calgary's
minutes,
back
50
over to
seconds.
Coronado. You'll have it dump the pass zone, and this J.J. Moser will now swing it over to again to Brandon Hagel. With a nice big move to defend it on the defensive effort. Radish winks right toward the boards. Backlund to find to Brunswick. Here's Hanley again to Popsicle. Popsicle shots blocked, and it goes back to Moser again to Kucherov. Kucherov goes right into the move. Oh, Kucherov could have had a chance to have that goal, but it's denied by Wolf. What a chance effort to get to the precinct. Yeah, it's just nothing to give up there. It was a better chance ever for Nikita Kucherov, but I love that play. This hustling is going to get away from the defenders, but don't mind that. That really may have been a nice, great take to keep things going. Bale gives to Gazzo Cadre with under 5 minutes remaining in mid-period. Zari's shot. That's redirected. Behind the cage is Constable to give to Ball. Ball shot. Stop by Vasilevsky. Jake Gitzel again to Calvis. Calvis. Here's to Gitzel, and it's given away by Nazem Kadri. Here's another one to Popsivsil. Popsivsil dumps it around the net. Cernak trying to battle it. And that one keeps that one inside zone. Here's Bale. Bale shot. Almost deflect, but that goes in. How do you just do that? Mayan Pospisil deflects over the goaltender, and we got a tie game. Now watch what happened. I was looking it over, and what Pospisil, he just had it deflected, and it goes with the magical bounce. Did you just see that? That's when I was watching this one with the magic on the bounce up in front of Flames, and then this one goes out the skater, and then it goes over the net, and then it just complains it in. I wasn't seeing it on Pop Spill, and that will be his first goal of the game. Wow. I cannot believe it. As the Flames wins the faceoff, they're back to tie it again. Looking for 3-2 is the magic number before the second period comes to an end. Here's to Yanni Gord. Yanni Gord goes down. No penalty on the Flames.
His first goal of the game.
Here's Scooter-Doo again to
scored by
Frost.
number 76,
Frost
Martin
to Grinnan. Grinnan,
Assisted
nowhere to
by
luck.
number 7, Kevin
Go right
Beck.
into the middle. He hits the
number
pipe.
28,
And
Jack Whitefoot.
Vasilevsky.
Time and goal,
Wolf
60
hold
minutes,
that
58
same
seconds
gear
in the
with
second
2:11
period.
remaining.
Calgary goal,
That's almost
Martin
tricky. That's almost going to be a danger
goal of the
afterward.
season.
Now,
By
Vasilevsky
Kevin
was
Bell
really
and
watching
Jack
this. And then
Whitecloud.
this is where the
At the time
goalpost
of the
goes
second
up.
period at
And then he catches it
16:58.
with the glove save. He really kept it on from coming. Big save of the period was Vasilevsky, that's only 7. Just watch when the puck comes up, and then it goes right with the catch. He's really up to it. Still lots of pressure to be handling here, but now it's a tie game, 2-2. Flames win the faceoff. Carlisle gets it out. He's over trying to get a send pass to Kirkinson, but it's now back to Herbedew with under 2 minutes. Herbedew's shot's blocked, rebounded up by the Lightning. Goes with the smash, crosses right over to the wing. Another shot's blocked by Carlisle. Banked around the pass to Kirkinson, and he will have it over. Gives to Gore. Gore, pass to Kirkinson. Knocked him down toward the wing.
This is the final
Rebounded by the Lightning. Under a minute remaining in the second period. Radius, move around, big save by Wolf. Holmberg shot, another stop by Wolf. Trying to do it again. Moser shot, another huge save. And it gives it out of the way. 23 seconds left in the second period. On a shot, blocked by Radius. Holmberg trying to get it out, grinding with the shot. Radius takes over. Brandon Hagel got to find something quick. Hagel, he's moving. Chance play! Denied by Wolf! Just 1.3 seconds, and how does Wolf keep coming back? Well, you got to look at this one here. Dustin Wolf was flying down, and I don't know how he was able to do that, but that almost had a one-diamond goal, but the dialed in was just quick. Man, if that racing comes in by, and if you're in one of the craft and you're flying it afterward, you race toward the Flames, you really would have to save it another deal. With the win for the Flames, and that will end the second period.
And
with the magic bounce, off Smithsell with the goal, and they're now tied. 2-2 is where they left off. Third period will be the win in the third regulation. Stick around. Hey everybody, welcome to the second intermission on EA Sports. Me, Phone 11, and Terry Crews here. Well, with this big lead, it was Pontus Holmberg, but this time, the Flames are coming back again after a magical bounce by Pop Spivsill. And I don't know how he has done that. That's definitely where the magic bounce is. If you have missed it from the other game, you have no idea how this one kicks deflected off and a stick. That might be the hard play that they're looking for, but Vasilevsky wasn't sure where that puck went, if that goes up and over. What now they might have to do is try to find a deal in the third period. With the end of the second, 36 over 15 shots on goal for Tampa Bay. 28 over 17 for Calgary Flames on the good. 11.53 over 157 for Tampa Bay Lightning. Then it was 87 over 85 for Calgary. And then 12 over 6 face-off wins for Calgary Flames. No penalty for the Lightning. Only 2 minutes in the first period by the Calgary Flames. And the penalty, still no power play goal. Now let's have your chance here, Terry, of how will Tampa Bay respond. Tampa Bay is going to have to try to respond this back if they're going to try to keep on making some huge saves in. I don't think this may not be the right choice for them, but let's say this, there, Phone 11. I think they may need to find some regrouping change for some line one's offense. And then when they need to do this is they got to start blocking the shots. I mean, this is a great hit, but I think a saucer pass, I think we need to see this one go right toward the middle. Maybe we wanted to see that. Don't you think that might be true? Well, surely do. And I think that the Lightning might find a saucer pass. So we'll see how they get to it. It's a great sling, and then that goes to Pontus Holmberg. It's a great chance effort. And now over to you, Terry, for Calgary Flames. Sorry, you take it over, Terry. Yeah, sure. Now for you, Phone 11, for Calgary Flames. Well, Calgary Flames found that one pretty simple. First of all, I have never seen this magical bounce, and I was really sure enough that this was really the hardest one to get. And I don't even know how Calgary Flames have done it again. For those so far, they have won 2 consecutive wins, one on a win, a home, and one on the road against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, that's no question when you really are trying to keep things over If the Lightning try to keep scoring it, they're going to need to try to think fast. So let's hope if there's an answer to it. With that being said, the second intermission has come to the end. We go back to Tampa for the third period. Please, all you. See you all later after the game. It's where it all comes down to this. The third period is where we start. Tightest game ever. And now the next goal we'll have to predict to be the leadoff in the third. Let's find out and see what goes on. All right, Roy Cruz, I know what you were asking for this one. Let's be caught on with the end of the second period after with the tie before this happened. Well, this big tie game really must have taken that one with a lot of peace effort. I wasn't pretty convenience on this because that was really kind of hard that one and been played like it was really sharp. Not really sure how that was going to happen, but they were really been set over and under again. I'm pretty watching it overly and carefully about it. They played it really the hardest motion, force drives, and for the Lightning they have been quickly and zipping it off to try to knock down to the Flames. I don't know where this is going to go, but more likely than that, they're going to have to try harder.
Number 17, 2-minute minor penalty.
Dominic James in the penalty box. He had that one tripped up, and now he's going to the penalty box. The first penalty kill will be on the Lightning as the Flames will get a power play. Flames going to have to start throwing this down because this is where they need to do. They've got to try to make that heavy look to do that traffic. They just need to start working things up. Otherwise, they're going to get that one left in the zone, and it does. And then
Tampa Bay Lightning penalty on number
goal
17, Dominic James, for a 2-minute tripping.
Nazem Kadri can't get over it.
Third period, 1 minute 44 seconds.
He'll fire it out of here. And as Nick Paul will leave the zone to save the deal. And now as Frost will have it. Calgary's back in the offense zone as Nazem Kadri with a shot. Great blocker stopped by Vasilevsky. Nick Paul the other way. And he'll dish it out of the zone. Paul will kick it out. Now this time to Herberdeau with under a minute for the Flames power play. Chance in middle, shot saved by the goaltender. Closure trying to hold on to it, and they're going to be cross-checking. This time it's a 5-on-3 for the Flames.
2-minute minor penalty, cross-checking.
Well, as John Cooper was really up to it, I think that was going to be a hit, but he just shoved it. And he just felt like, hey, why are we shoving? This is not the right idea that you got to go with. As for Kale Backlund, they will have some extra skater on once the 5-on-3 comes to the end. And they will try to big deal is
penalty number
they'll have
37.
Dominic James
2-minute
return on
penalty
ice,
for cross-checking.
and they'll give some extra
penalty the third period, 3 minutes 57 seconds.
Tampa
Bay Lightning penalty number 37. Yanni Goulet for a 2-minute cross-checking.
Out a shot, save play.
In the third period at 3 minutes
Vasilevsky.
57 seconds for a 5-on-3 event.
Just near the goal line, and just only 16:34 remaining. Wow, what a play! Afterward for the 5-on-3, just look at this reaction. That happens with Vasilevsky, and then this keeps on going. I'm giving this best player of the game of the night to have some player of the game, some greatness, and some toughness. He's the king of the jungle. Keep it going, Big Cat. A lot of time left to remain in the period. Everyone's all tied up now with only 18 seconds on the 5-on-3. Cirelli wants the draw. And as Cernax, he'll dish that out of here. Here's Backlund. Right toward middle. Move around in the zone. Stopped by Vasilevsky. And that will end the extension of the power play as Dominic James is out of the box, but still will be the 5-on-4 power play for the Flames. This game peak wasn't really easy enough at all. Now the win for Kadri. Here's Weegar. Shoots off the skater. Here's another chance. Stopped by Vasilevsky. And the Flames are making aggressive angrily. And this score, there was no stopping effort. Joel Farabee might have to watch on this face-off. This is going to definitely be the hardest choice that he's ever doing it for. I got a feeling with that. You know, I don't see how this is going to really keep things going now. But the only thing I'm watching this on, you know why? Because Farabee really had that hugest on his own to have that one dish out of here. This is just a harder play that they're going to keep going. After clearing the zone, 30 seconds for the Flames power play as Nazem Kadri the other way. And given away by Brendan Hagel. He'll have it cleared out in the range. And now it's Herberdew. With the push, McDonough sends it out of here. Yanni Gourde's ready to get out there. And Yanni Gourde is back on ice. Power play is over for the Flames. Therefore, they're 0 for 2 for the Flames on a power play effort. What a great chance. I mean, what a comeback ranging. And that was on the big cat. Andrei Vasilevsky had really made that one with the hugest takedowns and a hit. I mean, I have no regressions of how they're really keeping things up. I want to see how they can definitely do for Yanni Gourde to have that one and give it at all. Gourde, back to McDonough, finding Paul. Here's another one to Radish. And another again to Konkalvis. And that one's back to Coronado. 13:50 remaining in the third period. And that one deeps out of the zone. Nick Paul will make some new line grouping change. East will sling to Kucherov. He's back on ice. Off to Radish. Chancing to Holmberg. Right to middle. Swing and a miss. Therefore, it's on a goaltender. And that's where he will make a stop save for Dustin Wolf. As it's caught off by a defensive stick. You'll have another placing and bounding for the Lightning against the Flames on a face-off. Gourde wins the face-off. McDonough finding Surdax. Here's Pontus Holmberg. Holmberg shoots one, stop base, two-time stop by Dustin Wolf. Ferguson trying to settle down. Now here's McDonough. He's running out of stamina that time. That's Pontus Holmberg. He's right around the net. Yanni Gourde battling for a loose puck. Ferguson trying to get back to Yanni Gourde. And there's the penalty. It's going to be another power play for the Tampa Bay.
Calgary, number 52. 2-minute minor
Mackenzie
penalty.
Weegar is like racing after it. He's trying to make that one heavy contest out there, Bert. I think he was not really happy enough. I think he was trying to hurt him. That's something.
Lightning.
That's not going to be a great call. That play effort is back. Flames with another penalty kill. It will be another power play for Tampa Bay. They're trying to see if they can get a lead on. I want to see how they can definitely answer this one back. Every cue to Kucherov. They got to start showing the big here. Otherwise, it won't be.
Time is penalty in the first period, 7 minutes 45 seconds.
Moser.
Calgary penalty
Kucherov.
on number 52, Mackenzie Weegar.
Kucherov is right again to Goodsale.
Time of the penalty in the third period, 7 minutes 45 seconds.
Rebound is picked up. And back to the flank when you go. Hanley will now send the Farabee. And it's back to Borchon. Oh, here they go. In Regine. Blocker save by Wolf. Back to Moser. To Gensel. Gensel will have to make new line change here. And then he is already on a heavy transit attackers. Borchon will have it over. Here's another run chance. Slingshot. Stopped by Wolf. 11:02 remaining in the third period, only 47 seconds for the Bolts power play. Man, you can't just get away from Dustin Wolf. Check out what happened with the last play. He had this blocker save already been on a quick drawing effort. That is a threat, analyze. He's already 79, almost 95 percentage, and that's Dustin Wolf. He's trying to get that one with the post to post to make some quick reactions of a shock and all. Cirelli wins the draw. Back to Radish. Here's Hagel. Fires in. Number one goes off the goaltender. And here's another one. Radish. Common shot. Blocked. Rebounded up by Yanni Gourde. Cirelli shoots. Stopped again by the goaltender. And that is going to end the power play. And if you got a 4-on-4.
Tampa number 20. 2-minute penalty for hooking.
Well, guess what? It's over. And he hooked it right onto the Flames. And he is not looking to get right into it. He's done. Man, this has been a bit of frustration afterward for the Lightning. They want to get over it. And now this will be the group chance for a 4-on-4 play. Once the Lightning's done, the Flames will have another power play chance.
Campbell penalty number 20, 2
And now
minutes for
Dominic
hooking.
James will
Campbell
have some
penalty, the third
aggression on
period,
attack.
9 minutes,
And
22
he has
seconds.
to Radius.
That's Campbell
Looking
Lightning
to beat.
penalty number 20, Nick Paul for the 2-minute
He's
minor
on! He
penalty.
scores! Big Hero now brings him to point of 4-4 expires. Darren Radius with the lead off. I can't tell you how many times I see Darren Radius. He gets a lot of effort here. So many chances on the goal. Then this goes wink into the crease hit. Check what happened to this last play. He just reaches it and it goes right past the Wolf. That is a great aggressive drive. And you see when the play analyzes, that doesn't get it away with this. And he just makes a backhander. He looks amazed. You can't stop it on Radius. What's a great effort. With the lead off that time as the 4-on-4 comes to the end, they'll now be their turn for the Flames power play. Hanley, cross shot, over in the front, and back to Radius as he'll dump the zone. Hagel's over it, and now Connor Zari's got it back. Oh, Hagel, he might have a chance for a short-handed goal, but it's given away by the Flames. As Nazem Kadri has it to Connor Zari. Bob Zipsel looking for 2 goals to tie it up. Last time he had a magical bounce, but what will he do next? Zari shot. Oh, fake goes in a goaltender. And that goes in. He gets right around it. And Radius will have James to clear it out. The Flames back in offense. Here's another one to Connor Zari. Pokes it. 20 seconds for the Flames power play. Bob Zipsel. Shots blocked. Zari. Give it away by James. Give it a rebound. Blocker save made by Vasilevsky.
Darren Radius. His 7th
Paul
goal of the
is
season.
ready to
His
get
first goal of the game. His 13th
And Paul
career
is
goal
out on
of his
ice.
career. Passes to by number
Over.
17.
They are 0 for
Dominic
3
James.
in the game. Oh man, talk about
Time
that
to
one
go.
here. Have to do a
9:43
booking
remaining in the third.
from Nick Paul.
Lightning
I guess
goal.
I gotta tell
Darren
you this one here,
Radius. His
It
7th for the
doesn't get
season.
enough harder that
13th
they're
goal of
really
his career.
just
Assisted by
working
Dominic
it off.
James in the third
Don't
period.
question how they were really
Out of time,
keeping an
9
eye on
minutes,
it. They were
43
really
seconds.
like trying to answer this one over and over. And for Dominic James, this is no exception to do that. Hitzel shot, stopped by Wolf, and rebounded by Sarankovic. He slinged it out quickly to Coronado. Zari shot, another stop by a goaltender. Coronado wanting full pressure here. Weaved around the zone. Here's Sarankovic. Hale. In front. Shot. Stopped by Vasilevsky. Kirkland shoots. Another denying effort. Hale. Sarankovic shoots. Save made by Vasilevsky. Ryan McDonough will now have it to Yanni Gourde. Oh, listen to this place this time. Yanni Gourde's team, as Vasilevsky's making a big catch, he's just keeping it over and under. Miguel Backlund the other way for the Flames. And here's Kirkland. Big attack motion coming toward the middle, and that one will not get through, and that's Vasilevsky is going to cover it up with only 6:03 remaining. Still a lot of aggressive drives here between the Flames and the Bolts. They found a way to have the lead, and watching Nick Paul for the faceoff. And this one gives away to the Flames as they win the draw. After a kick pad save by Vasilevsky, he puts another stop. And now it's Nick Paul. He'll send it out of here. No icing on the Tampa. Oh, again he scores! Olivia Borchon. How about that? They now tipped it, and it's now a 2-point lead. I can't say Oliver Borchon. He just did it again. Without icing, guess what happens? Borchon just did that. That goes with the backhander, and you don't believe that would be the best. It's a shame to do that. Just look what happened to Borchon. This is the shooting what you're going to get. And that backhander, just like Radius, he really has done it all out big. That is just one toughable look on the Gale. The draw, get out of here. As for nearing the 5-minute mark in this third period, only 14:27 time on the goal, and that was on Olivier Borchon as he goes with the hit, and he has done it again. That's going to be another penalty on the
Calgary,
Flames.
number 92, 2-minute minor penalty for
Again. But having a bull shot at this point, and then this is the big play, and they're just causing so many troubles for the Flames. They're knocking it out of here. The Lightning are on a big power play. Another chance for the power play effort for the Lightning, and Cirelli would like to see how we can definitely get there. I think so. Number one power play might be a good effort, so I wanted to see how they can get there to make the power play goal.
Calgary penalty
With the
number
goal on
92,
effort,
committed minor
they're gonna
penalty
need to
for
try to,
cross-checking.
kick it off.
Calgary penalty,
As
14
we're
minutes,
down to
40
the final
seconds in the
5
third
minutes
period.
of the third period, presented
Calgary
by the
penalty
Silver.
number
Here's Nick
92,
Paul.
Midday Braden, for a 2-minute minor
Cirelli.
penalty and a cross-checking.
Back to Cable.
Calgary penalty in the
Shot
third period,
and glove
14
by
minutes,
Wolf.
40 seconds.
Just coming down to the end of the wire in the third period, as I already have been trying to look for some answers back for the Lightning. Now the win. As for the Flames, it's given to Nick Paul. Can call it a shot. Oh, what a lucky bounce made. But that's one shuts down by Wolf.
22, Olivia
Carvey will dump the zone out of here. And as new line group
Olivia
comes in,
Borchon, his 8th goal of the season, his
We'll make some new changes
171st
here for
goal
some
of his
offense.
career, first goal in a game.
Cirelli with the
Assisted
puck.
by number 20.
Here's
Nick
chance already. It's Emil Kucherov. And he is given
And
away by Backlund.
Andre
And Backlund, a
Vasilevsky.
spinning pass again to Mackenzie Weegar.
Time and a goal in the third period.
Mackenzie
14 minutes,
Weegar.
27 seconds.
With a short-handed chance,
Lightning
it
goal.
stops
Olivia
Vasilevsky.
Borchon, 174th goal of his career.
Nikita
his 8th this
Kucherov with
season.
only 20
Assisted
seconds
by
remaining
Nick Paul
for the
and
Bolts power play.
Andre Vasilevsky. At the
Borchon,
time of the third
he
period.
wants to give it to
14 minutes,
Nikita
27
Kucherov.
seconds.
Move around. He stumbled it. And back to Borchon. Oh, he's almost out to get out of here. Stop on a slab save, but this time he scores again. It's J.J. Moser. After Nikita Kucherov, this is where it gets his name with the rebound pick. That's a special team when you're really watching on J.J. Moser. That rebound, he just done it again. I can't say this now, but the beating power play was not enough. Therefore, as J.J. Moser, he just had it back. That's when you see this goal after Nikita Kucherov, and then it's given to J.J. Moser with a big chance. That's what happens when no power play goals are made. This is just the only rebound that he had to take on. 5-2 is where to score. 60-41, time on a goal for J.J. Moser after Nikita Kucherov and Borchon. Of stiff spill, now finding Ryan McDonough. A send over to Dominic James. And around the net is Goncalves. Under final 3 minutes remaining in the third. Looks to Dominic James. He wants to give it to McDonough, but he this time to get to the Turnak. Turnak goes down. Rebound by Goncalves. And back to Cernak. Again to McDonough. McDonough finding Gitzo. Gitzo, second shot. Stop by Wolf. From Smithsell the other way with 2 minutes remaining in the third. He shoots it wide. A sudden rebounding here by McDonough.
J.J. Moser, his first goal
McDonough
of the
goes right
season,
to the
first
board
goal of the
and has
game,
a shot
his
denied
19th of his
again by the
career.
goaltender.
Crosses to by number
Back to Slim
86.
to James. And now this will be Gitzel. New line group change for the Flames. They'll try to work things off.
And by number
Goncalves.
22.
Back to Cernak. Cernak to Carlisle.
Time and a goal.
Lightning
60 minutes,
working their way
41
around
seconds
again.
in the third period.
Zipping through the passes,
Lightning
Carlisle
goal.
shot. It is
J.J.
off the
Moser,
glove
his
of
19th of
Wolf.
the season.
I'm going to stop it
Assisted
and
by
play before
Nikita
we went up to
Kucherov and Olivia Borchon. At the top
That's
of the
what I
third
was
period,
really waiting to
16-41.
prove. As for Vasilevsky, he just makes a great stop. What a big denied effort. Now the Big Cat is going to make his own home win tonight. And this score, after game of the night, this may be successful. To close things by, I will now send it off his palm tree. Who are the best player tonight? Well, fellas, I'm gonna say now, Andre Vasilevsky had made a showstopper. He was really been like all taking
This
his
is the
energy.
final minute.
Timing is just a great way to get things down. And as for the Bolts, Carlisle was showing some love here for Andre Vasilevsky, and he's making a showstopper in the range. I've been loving on this one here so far, and now he's gonna make a home crowd make a win to a farewell good night in Tampa. Now that will be his night to finish it off. And this, Andre, the fella, never mess with the showstopper. Back to you, Sotheby's. 30 seconds left. Frost swings and misses, and Crozier will have it. Back to Holmberg, and now Yanni Gourde will take it. Just to give to Holmberg, and that is going to do. Carlisle is going to show things off, and the fans are on the bleachers. They'll make their home win for the Lightning, and I believe they did. Be the Thunder. It's a thunderstroke. Tampa Bay celebrates the win as they beat Dustin Wolf with Andre Vasilevsky with the win, 5-2. You don't talk about Andre Vasilevsky, he just really makes it unbelievable to have the save. You have to make credit to get that count. But how about the Thunderball? We salute to the fans. That's how we show things off. Well, as for being said, this has been a wildest game in the third, and now the answer, first for Radius, and then it was Borchon. There's a lot of great effort to take things over and under. But as of right now, along with Palm Tree and along with me and my broadcast, and along with Roy Cruz, this is Son of Beast. Thanks for watching the Tampa Bay hockey game, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everyone. All right. Thank you so much, Son of Beast. Time for 3 stars. Yanni Gourde starts with a 2 assists and 4 hits. He only does this to try to keep things mussing up, but only the hooking might be cross-checking. Then, the second star player in the game goes to Olivier Borchon with only a goal, assist, and 2 hits. It doesn't matter when you do 4, but when you beat over by icing, you just hit the backhand. And tonight's first star of the game goes to the Big Cat, Andre Vasilevsky, 32 saves. He only makes this to feel the king of the jungle. And here's how he did after the final statistics for the game. 54 over 34 total shots on goal for Tampa. 45 over 28 hits for Calgary Flames. Then it was 16-3 over 328 for the Tampa Bay Lightning attack. 87 over 85 for passing effectiveness for Calgary Flames. Then it was 22 over 13 for the Calgary face-off win. 6-minute penalty kills was on both teams with no power play goals, and it was only 450 for Calgary for the power play minute and 537 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Therefore, they have done it. They win for their regular season in Benchmark International. Well, as along with my broadcasting partners, we hope you enjoyed this one of intense games of Season 5. There will be plenty of more games coming soon, right in the next couple games in the Rage. With that being said, along with the whole entire crew, I'm Terry Crews, and I'm Midfield 11. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time for as well as the NHL 26 on EA Sports Dial. So long, and thank you for joining with us. Ciao, ciao.
If you don't, somebody will.